SIP-300 guitar preamp, and this is part of a series of some really cool high-end processors that Roland was building in the early 80s, and that included the SIP-300 guitar preamp. There's the 301 bass preamp. Probably a little bit more well-known is the SPV-355, which was their rack mount pitch-to-voltage converter, and they had this unit, the SIP, Studio Instrument Preamp 300 for guitar. And it's an amazing unit. One thing that immediately stands out about this is the all analog heavy duty construction. Basically the unit, there's three sections to it. You've got the input section, high and low gain input. You've got a overdrive section, switchable vintage overdrive section. There's a really sweet 3-band equalizer. And the equalizer has high, mid, and low. You've got selectable frequencies for all 3 points. And then you also have high and low shelving filters. And then finally on the output section, you have 2 effects loops. One of them is pre-EQ, the other one is post-EQ, and they call the EQ the tone creator in this case. And then on the final output section, you have volume and master volume control. And then you have 2 unbalanced 1/4-inch outputs, one on the front panel, which we're using right now, one on the rear panel, very convenient. And then there's also a balanced XLR output. So a whole lot packed into this one unit, and it's a great sounding unit. Now I have the EQ set flat right now. None of the cut or boost filters are engaged. I'm plugged straight into the recording console, and I'm using a Xotica BX-1 guitar. It's got a couple of Rockfield humbucking pickups in it. So basically this is just the guitar going through the preamp. And you can hear it really responds well just to the direct output from the pickups. And the unit's a great sounding unit. It's a really incredibly well-made unit. If you open up this unit and have a look on the inside, you're going to see all analog construction, all hand-wired. I mean, at some point, manufacturers figured it'd be easier to do board assemblies as sub-assemblies and then put plastic connectors on each sub-assembly and then have a bundle of wires with plastic connectors used to hook everything up. Makes it a lot easier, a lot quicker to build stuff. When you open this unit up, if there's a 1/4-inch jack on the front or an XLR output jack, you'll see that the wires are wired directly onto the output jack, and the wires go directly to the circuit board. So it's much more time-consuming construction, but you eliminate all those connection points that you have. With any modern manufactured piece of equipment, everything is hardwired from one point to the other. I mean, if you're used to, nowadays you own a piece of gear for a year or two and you may have to take it in and get it fixed. This unit must be 25 years old. And when I looked on the inside, it was in fantastic condition, and it still works great. I picked it up from a pawn shop, not surprisingly. I did need to put some contact clean in there. The pots were scratching. It was missing some knobs. So the unit has replacement knobs on the front panel. But all the controls have been cleaned up. It sounds great. And let's just go through, a quick rundown of the features of the SIP-300.